Hello there and welcome to Tabletop Simulator Tutorial Part 2, uploading lists and setting up your game X-Wing style. If you haven't watched Part 1 of our tutorials, please click on the link in the description to see how you can actually install and set up your TTS mods. Once you are logged in and the table is loaded, change your camera angle over to the list spawner pad. You will notice several options for generating your list. Your first option is to create a list using the FFG Squad Builder app. Head over to fantasyflightgames.com, access the X-Wing 2nd Edition page, and click on the Squad Builder in the menu bar. Name and save your list, then copy the URL and paste it into the FFG spawner. Click Load Squad, and your entire squad will load. For the TTS spawner, you will need to generate your list in YASB, LaunchBay, or whichever of your builders actually has a TTS option. Once you have your list built, copy the TTS text. In YASB, it is the Print View as Text and then TTS tab. Click the TTS spawner button in Tabletop Simulator and choose your faction. Paste the text into the spawner with Ctrl P and then click Spawn List. There is the single spawner, which will let you search for specific cards or pilots and spawn them one at a time. You are more than welcome to use this option to generate a card or pilot if in case it didn't generate with your list or you ran into issues when it did spawn. Be warned, however, when you do spawn certain ships like a T-65 with the S-Foils upgrade, if you don't spawn your list with all the upgrade cards included, it might have effects on your dial, such as it missing the boost option. So always try to spawn your entire list, then using the list spawner. You can also build a list through the builder option. This requires you to choose a faction and select each pilot and upgrade much like you would a list building option online. Once your entire list is spawned, you can select your list by holding the left mouse button, or right if you are left-handed, and dragging it over the entire list. Once all the pieces are highlighted, you can click and hold one piece to pick them up. Drag them to the preferred location and rotate them. To rotate your list, while holding them, use Q or E. If you are not holding them with the mouse, they will only rotate in place instead of pivoting on the item being held. If you are the host, make sure to choose a color for your virtual player. Select your name at the top right of the screen and select Choose Color. If you have an opponent in the room, make sure to promote them so they may manipulate certain parts of the table. Simply select their name and choose Promote, then select Yes at the prompt. You will notice blank dials next to all of your ships ready for assignment. Click and hold one dial at a time and move it over your unassigned ships. Once you drop the dial on the ship, that dial is assigned to that ship. It may now move, perform actions, barrel roll, boost, check for range, activate your arc, and undo movements. Once all of your pieces are in place, activate your rulers through the Toggle Rulers button and select your obstacles. To lock an obstacle in place, you can highlight, select, or hover over the obstacle and press the L button. Once locked, they will not be allowed to be moved. However, you can still right-click on them. To unlock an item, perform the same steps as before. Highlight over the item and press the L button. You will be able to distinguish between an item that is locked or unlocked. Unlocked items have white outlines around them while hovering over with the mouse. You will not need to lock your ships once you have set up your mat, as they will auto-lock after executing their first maneuver. If you need to unlock your ship, you perform the same steps as before, hover over the ship with the mouse, and press the L button. To position your ship, click and hold the ship that has the initiative and move it to the desired location. Press Q or E to rotate the ship and place it on the mat by releasing the mouse. To rotate your arc indicator, move the mouse till the arc is highlighted. The arc should not be locked. Either press Q or E to rotate it. You can also increase or decrease the size of the arc by pressing the plus or minus while it is highlighted. This also goes for almost any item that is on the mat. If you need to increase the size, it is the plus or minus key on your keyboard. Once all the ships are set up and the game is ready to start, you may now set your dials. Click Moves on your dial and select the maneuver to execute. Choose Set and continue this same step till all the dials are ready. To move a ship, hover over the required dial and press F to flip the dial. Then choose Move and the ship will auto-move the selected maneuver. It will also auto-bump and tell you if you've overlapped an obstacle. If the ship requires a boost or barrel roll before or after moving, hover over your dial and hover over R. There will be options to barrel rolling or boosting depending on your list or cards. Do note, if you use single spawner to spawn a pilot, ship with boosts or barrel roll options may be missing due to an upgrade card not spawning with it. For example, the T-65 missing the boost option due to the missing S-Foils card. If this has happened, you can try respawning the ship with the card and make sure that you reassign your dial. Or you can try it manually by right-clicking on the ship, go down to the description, and you can manually input one of these commands and pressing enter. Once you click off of your ship, the ship will execute the desired maneuver. Lastly, you will see the damage deck on each side of the table. To draw damage cards, click and hold over the damage deck while dragging and draw one damage card at a time. If you click and hold your mouse button for too long, it will eventually pick up the entire deck. If you do suffer a crit, you would simply draw a card, hover over the card, and press the F button. The F button will flip any item in the game, such as charge tokens or force tokens. There will also be moments to where you'll need to search your damage deck or possibly reshuffle it after looking through it. To shuffle your deck, highlight your entire deck and press the R button repeatedly. That will shuffle the entire deck. If you need to search your damage deck, in case somebody showed you the dark side with Kylo Ren, you'd simply right-click on the deck and then choose Search. You then can go through the deck and highlight the correct card and drag it out onto your tabletop. During your match, you may have upgrades that allow you to drop or launch a device. Every ship can have the option to drop a bomb. Depending how you spawned your list will determine the number of options to choose from. You can always drag a bomb spawner from the token area and drop it on your ship. This assigns it much like a dial so that it only controls that ship. Click Drop Bomb and it will show you all the options for dropping or launching a bomb. After choosing the template, you can drag a bomb token over to the template. Once you release your mouse button, it will drop and lock the bomb in place. If you spawned your list from a list builder, it will limit your bomb dropping options to the ship, upgrades, and bomb type. If you need to unlock the bomb or delete it, right-click the bomb and select Delete, or follow the steps for unlocking an item. And now for the most exciting part, rolling some dice. Simply hover over the dice model and click and hold to start dragging out dice. You may also hold your left mouse button while clicking your right mouse button to spawn a group of dice. Every right click generates a die. Drag them out into the mat and highlight the number of dice you wish to roll. Press R to roll the dice and wait for them to stop. To modify your dice, such as re-rolling, highlight the required number of dice and repeat the process. If you wish to change a result of a die, hover over with the mouse over the required die and press 1 for blanks, 2 for focus, 4 for hits, and 8 for crit. For evade dice, it is 1 for blanks, 2 for focus, and 3 for evades. You may also notice that there is a delay after rolling your dice. When you press R, you have a few seconds to repeat the process till the dice are temporarily locked. After a few seconds, they will automatically unlock themselves, to which you then can modify them or possibly even delete them. This is to allow the computer to assess what is rolled, and it also displays what was rolled in the chat box. You and your opponent can determine if that's supposed to be the die roll, or if you actually want to use the physical results you see, in which case when a dice or die is cocked, then you may ask your opponent to re-roll that die instead of using the result from the chat. That does it for this tutorial. You should be able to do the basics to actually engage and start your game. We will cover other tips and tricks in the next episode that can help you recover your game or make you a better TTS player. Be sure to check out part 3 of the TTS tutorials. Thank you again for watching and fly what's fun.